Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. Today is March 1st, 2013. Let's start with some news. Guess who visited North Korea? Well, good morning, everyone, and well, welcome to the show. What do you think? Today is March 1st, 2013. No guess? No guess? Okay. Well, let's see what. Well, Dennis Rodman visited North Korea with the Harlem Globetrotters, and they met with the is it the president? What you call that guy? Dictator, prime minister. What does he call himself? What does he call himself? Well, anyways, Rodman tweeted that he was looking forward to sitting down with Kim Jong-un, known to have been a huge basketball fan when he was a teenage student in Switzerland. Huh. The whole world for him was just basketball all the time. A former classmate of North Korea's supreme leader. Oh, there we go. He's a supreme leader. Told CNN after he assumed power after the death of his father, Kim Jong-il, in late 2011. He is believed to be about 29 years old. Rodman, whose nickname is The Worm, everybody knows that, said he was honored to represent the United States of America. I'm not a politician, Kim Jong-un, and North Korean people are basketball fans. I love everyone, period. End of story, he tweeted. Well, let's see what happened over there in North Korea. Oops. Let's see it again.
It could be the most breathtaking event in North Korea since the country literally went nuclear. Dennis Rodman, all nose studs and sunglasses, arriving for a bit of unofficial, do-no-harm diplomacy.
We got invited, and we just come over and have some fun, and hopefully that, it'll be some fun.
For a chance to wear his cobalt blue track pants and Ralph Lauren polo cap in a country that officially bans, well, lots of cool stuff, usually including American tourists.
You could say that exposing North Korea to Americans gets them away from this relentless propaganda of the evil American imperialist and shows them that Americans are just normal human beings, although it's hard to say Dennis Rodman is exactly a normal human being.
In this case, he's TV talent for an HBO series special being produced by Vice Media. Rodman and his Hoops delegation are not the first Americans to enter North Korea. Eric Schmidt of Google got in. Laura Ling stumbled across the border, only to be held and then released. The New York Philharmonic Orchestra tried to lull the not-so-democratic People's Republic with a bit of musical diplomacy. Way back when, there was Muhammad Ali.
We've been in over 121 countries around the world in the past 87 consecutive seasons that the Harlem Globetrotters have been around. So, I mean, we love every place that we go. Everyone accepts us for who we are.
Who they are is the Harlem Globetrotters, touring hotspots as goodwill ambassadors.
We're going to show them what we do as being Harlem Globetrotters, a lot of magic with the basketball, a lot of wizardry.
And a retired NBA phenom, equally astounding as a fashion icon.
Dennis is Dennis. He'll do anything. We've certainly seen that. And if someone said to him, hey, you want to go to North Korea? And he said, sure, absolutely. When was the last time that Dennis Rodman was relevant? It's been a while. So it's a way for a guy like Dennis Rodman, who has a clothing line, who is a business person, to be able to be relevant in the marketplace again.
What does Kim Jong-un, still taunting his American enemy, gain by letting Rodman and his buddies worm their way into his rigid, militaristic state?
Well, the Harlem Globetrotters get a coup, the first American basketball team to visit this very isolated country. And the North Korean regime, it has to be said, gets some PR by having this visit.
I actually think it's the fulfilling of a childhood fantasy, a 10-year-old basketball crush kind of guy. So here's a guy who had probably a poster of Dennis Rodman on his wall at some point, or whatever the North Korean equivalent of that is.
Suzanne Malveaux, CNN, Atlanta.
Technical difficulties, people. But anyways, the Worm visited North Korea. Imagine what President Obama is thinking right now. Will they let him back in the country? Well, anyways, well, now we got a phone line. If you want to call us and let us know what you think. Don't worry, I'll take criticism. I don't mind. I don't mind any criticism, or I don't know, whatever. Let's start the conversation. You can reach us at 210-818-9694. That is 210-818-9694. Once again, 210-818-9694. Don't be shy. Call us. Tell us what you have to say. So there's that. Let's talk about a little bit about Obama today. Let's talk about our dear president, Mr. Barack Obama.
It's time to make a change. So starting now, we begin a new chapter. One where two companies take the best of themselves.
Let's talk about him trying to ban weapons and whatnot. I'm on what does everybody think about that? I mean, he insists on disarming this country.
Two companies are taking the best of themselves to create something better. So let's introduce ourselves to the world. Not again, but for the very first time. The new American is arriving.
I mean, I understand everything that's going on. I mean, the shootings around the country. You know, what recently happened in Vegas.
two companies are taking the best of themselves to create something better. So let's introduce ourselves to
What
the
recently
world.
happened in
Not
Vegas,
again,
you know,
but for the very first time.
in the middle of the strip.
The new American
I mean,
is arriving.
it was early, I think it was,
Arriving.
it was early around,
Arriving.
it was early around. Probably, 8 o'clock, I would say. I mean, this guy was in a Range Rover, apparently with some other people, and don't mind the music, it's a technical difficulties, people, technical difficulties, and so this guy driving his Range Rover. There's another guy driving a Maserati, and so he's driving down the Vegas Strip, and the guy in the Range Rover opens fire and shoots and kills the other gentleman in the Maserati. I mean, who knows what this deal is all about, but he shoots and kills him, and the Maserati strikes a cab who starts on fire, and the passenger and the cab driver die. That must have been just horrible. I mean, to die, oh my God. But, oh my God, I mean, that was horrible. So this guy, I mean, I think I showed a clip of it. They just caught him in Los Angeles, and he has a criminal record in Florida, Georgia, and California, of course, murder charges now in Las Vegas, and just horrible. But anyways, going back to our dear president, Mr. Barack Obama. I mean, a lot of people say that he is a good president. I mean, he did convince us to re-elect him one more time. But everybody says that he's driving the country to economic disaster. You know, probably bankrupt the country. He's trying to disarm the American people. You know, I think there's a new movie that just came out where Russians and Chinese invade America, and of course it's just a movie, but just imagine what we're gonna do with pistols with clips under 10 bullets. They're gonna laugh at us. So I think we just need to implement or you know, push the laws that we have, and just leave the American people alone. You know? The right to bear arms, the right to protect your land. That's just what we need to be left alone. We need to be left alone with. I mean, I do feel sad for the people in Newtown. I mean, they talked about putting or having law enforcement in the schools, and everybody just like against it. I mean, what is the problem with having a law enforcement officer in the school? If there would have been a patrol car in front of that school when that coward walked in there, he would have thought about it twice, because there would have been somebody to protect the students there, you know. But no, a lot of people are against it. But let me tell you something. If you go to the poverty neighborhoods, to the poor neighborhoods, I mean, and you go to those schools, they have police officers there. They have somebody patrolling the school. But why? Because they're high class, blue collar parents or neighborhoods. They're not gonna alarm their children. I mean, this is happening in those kinds of schools. Have you ever heard of a shootout in a low class school? A school from the ghetto? I mean, yeah, you hear kids shooting other kids because they're involved in gangs and drugs, and you know, and they don't talk about that on national TV. They talk about the schools where all these preppy kids or whatever, you know, that they're gonna be scared, that they don't know what to do, that how are they gonna protect their children. Yes, I feel for them. I am a parent. I know how it feels to be scared for your child. But let me tell you, they have all these officers and all these. They have the university police. They have ISD, you know, the Independent School District patrolmen. They have all these officers out there, but they couldn't have one in that school. They couldn't have an officer in Columbine. They didn't have an officer in all those schools where these shootings happen. Well, hello. Don't you think that you need to put officers on those schools? It's not like we have a school in every corner. You know how many tickets the university police hands out every year? They hand out a lot of speeding tickets. They're over there stopping. They're over there stopping the speeders, and when they're not, you know, when they're supposed to be patrolling the schools. Well, you can get one of those officers who's not doing their job of being the campus police, and they should put him in an elementary school. You know how much good an officer of the law would do in a school like that? A lot of kids are going to look up to him. They're not going to be scared, oh, the police is here. No, kids love police officers. They love fire department personnel. They love everybody in uniform, soldiers, I mean, cowboys, you name it. Kids love it, you know. Kids love it. So it's a good idea, maybe, to have an officer in every school. They have them in the ghettos. Why can't they have them in schools like Columbine and Newtown and all those schools. I mean, but yeah, we do need to make some changes. The wrong change is to take the weapons away from America. We need that freedom. We fought for that freedom. You know, even though I've never been to any war or any conflict, but this country distinguishes, you know, just stands out for being on almost every conflict that has ever been out there. You know, fighting for freedom, helping out thy neighbor, you know. So, why are we trying to take those rights away from Americans? Let's focus a little bit on that, people. 210-818-9694. 210-818-9694. Don't forget, we're live Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 5:30. 1 hour of discussions, of controversy, of whatever you want. We talk about anything and everything. You know, it's a real talk show, not a bullshit show. Barack Obama is driving the country to the brink of bankruptcy. Barack Obama is not being clear about his presidency. Now, I'm not saying that. Everybody in the media is saying that. I'm just repeating what I hear on the media. I'm one of the persons that think that the media is sometimes full of shit. That it's just mere propaganda. But then again, I'm not sure. I don't know. I wasn't there. But according to all the news around the country, the Republicans are holding Barack Obama back. They are against everything and anything that he has tried to do. I mean, it's just incredible what's going on around the country. What is the government doing to okay, let's see what come on. Let's just be a little bit clear about what's going on with our government. They're hiding all this information, you know. I mean, we don't want details. I mean, we don't want the secrets. We just want, you know, we just want them to be straightforward to us, to tell us what the reality of the situation is. What? Let's see what they got here. We just want simple answers. We don't want anyways. Over at 210-818-9694. Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. 1 hour of talk and discussion, and it's just to bullshit around. So here I am on my third show. Let's see, 0 viewers. Well, 1 viewer. I'm watching myself, but hopefully we start getting some viewers here soon. But we'll see about that. Let's see what we can find here. Some news, some Asia, Americas. What do we got here? Let's see, any good news? Something. Mexico, more than 26,000 missing. Community police takes on Mexican cartels. Let's watch this video. Anyways, but we want some more clear answers from our government.
In the Mexican, see that here it's the people who really are in charge. This
Oh, let's see what's going on.
East of the beach resort of Acapulco, masked men are in charge. Armed with their own rifles, these men say they're fed up with the Mexican drug cartels that terrorize the region. This man says he's the commander of what the locals call community police. Like many others who have taken up arms, he wears a mask to protect his identity for fear of retaliation by criminals.
You're going to see
that here it's the people who really are in charge. This goes beyond the police. It's about the people because entire towns have mobilized. That's how this movement started. It had to happen because people are already fed up.
They say local police officers are either complicit with organized crime or overpowered by it. The situation may explain this week's brazen attack against 6 Spanish tourists near Acapulco who were raped by a group of armed men. Security experts say an ineffective police force promotes impunity.
This conflict, this violence is very gruesome, and it's also mostly felt at the local level, oftentimes in off the beaten path places, in municipalities and small towns.
The governor of Guerrero State, where Acapulco is located, recently met with the citizens who have taken up arms. When the governor asked if the residents have confidence in the local police, the answer was a resounding no. Aguirre says part of the solution is purging corrupt police departments.
Those who are complicit with criminals should be terminated immediately. If the state police is not doing their job and is also complicit, the same thing should happen. I'm not going to defend any thugs.
Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto plans to create a new 40,000-strong police force to help fight organized crime at the state level. What the Mexican state can't afford is to be intimidated by the criminals, he told CNN last November, just before taking office.
La intimidación.
But the violent attack in Acapulco may indeed intimidate international tourists and affect Mexico's tourism industry, which is among the top 3 sources of revenue for the country. Rafael Romo, CNN Atlanta.
Bueno, pues estamos viendo lo que we're watching what's happening in Mexico, you know. Now, the people are taking up arms and they're trying to fight these terrorists, because that's what these guys are. They're terrorists. They're terrorizing civilians in cities, and they're terrorizing businesses because they can't get their ass off and get a job. This has gone too far for these innocent people, and they're taking up arms. Now, in Mexico, it's illegal to have weapons. You know, you can't have weapons in Mexico unless you're law enforcement or any of that. They have hunting rifles. They have, you know, low caliber weapons. They're easily taken away from them, or they can easily be overpowered. And these criminals run around with AK-47s, rocket launchers, and snipers, grenades, and terrorize everybody in that country. And the police is on their side, and they're corrupt, and these people have had enough. And this can happen in our country if we allow this government of ours to take our weapons away. They're going to, you know, strip Americans of their weapons, giving them pistols and with 9, 6, 7 bullets, which are not going to, it's like throwing rocks at people. And what's going to happen is that these criminals from Mexico are going to come over here and terrorize us. Right now they don't come because they know that Americans don't fuck around, and that they will shoot you and they will kill your ass if you come over here with that bullshit. I mean, pardon my French, people, but this is enough. Some of our people, our neighbors, are you know, we work besides these people. They go to Mexico, they never come back, they never find their bodies, you know. Their children, their daughters are raped, you know. Like these tourists in Mexico, they got, you know, terrorized, killed and raped in Acapulco. You know, this is unbelievable that this is happening. But if the government takes away, you know, this arms America, these son of a guns are gonna come over here, and we're not gonna be able to buy assault rifles, but they will have them, and they will come over here and kill and rape our children and get away with it, and probably even law enforcement, because let me tell you something. Mexico is a corrupt country, if you didn't know that, which I think you do. Mexico is a corrupt country that just are used to paying off, you know, government, police, and anybody to get away with what they're doing. You know, let me just throw something. What the hell is the first lady doing at the Oscars? Why is she in every business and show business right now? You know, this government is using all this like a playground, guys. You know, this is it looks like a playground to them, but okay, let them have fun. Who cares? You know, we don't care about what Mrs. Obama is doing in the Oscars or not. But let me tell you, if you think that there's no corruption in America, you are highly mistaken. Corruption in America is different, and it works in a different way. In Mexico, for example, a city mayor has his budget and gets money from the government, let's say from the state government, and they let's say they're gonna go pave a street, you know, fix one of the streets, and they'll put cheap material, you know, pay unexperienced companies or bogus companies like the mayor's cousin or brother, and they'll fix the street, and in 6 months is gonna have holes all over the place, potholes here, potholes there, and they'll keep the money and put it in their pocket, and nobody does nothing about it. And this happens every year, you know. And whoever says different, they're lying. Everybody steals over there. Now, they do it like if it's nothing, you know. They do it in front of everybody. Now, here in America, corruption works different. They don't want to get busted as easily as the Mexicans do it in Mexico, you know. The way they do it in Mexico, corruption, you know, openly. The mayor gets into office, you donated money for my campaign, Mr. Acme Construction owner, and as soon as the mayor gets in office, the supposed to be lottery for contracts or whatever, or the best offer, as you want to call it, becomes the Acme mayor's childhood friend company. And here we go, $20 million of our taxpayers' money goes to that company, and here goes another contract, and let's feed a few contracts to some other small companies and small jobs so they can make a little money, so they can shut their mouth. And at the end of my mayoral my government, or the end of the the mayor's term, Mr. Acme company owner goes to the ex-mayor's house and gives him a few $1 million as payoff for handing him those contracts. And they all have to do the same. Even the small companies, everybody understands that. Now, those roads don't have any potholes. There was a great job done, you know. At least corruption is not, they don't steal the money from the people. That's my point of view. And that's how the government works over here. Now the government over there works different. But going back to the weapons, you see these people right there with hunting rifles. What do you think those people are gonna do? They are not going to stop the cartels. They are fed up and they are tired of messing with the cartels. So that's why it's happening over there. If these people in Mexico were allowed to bear arms like America allows its citizens to do, this wouldn't be happening in Mexico. There would be a lot of dead cartel members all over the place. In fact, I don't think there would be such reign of terror going around the country. Now, tell me if you don't agree with that. We need to stop and think what we are doing. Don't let a few beautiful speeches take your breath away. And let me tell you, I was one of those that voted for Obama. I voted for Barack Obama and the Democratic Party. I so regret it now. I think I should have voted for the other guy, or shouldn't have voted at all. Romney, I don't know. I don't know about Romney. But now I think they could have been better than Barack Obama. I mean, Mr. Barack Obama, whether he's a good president or he's not a good president, that is none of my business. All I can say is that the facts tell what's going on right now. I cannot emphasize this enough. We need to stop and think what we're gonna do before we do it. I mean, yes, the Bushes put us into war with Iraq, Afghanistan, and all these countries. But the Democrats gave them the weapons to start the wars. Hillary, look at what she did. She was not relieved of her duties for no reason. If they want to put it as if she resigned, be my guess. Everybody knows what happened. People saw the truth happening, and you can't change that. Call it what you want, resign, quit, got fired, whatever. Now, America needs to have weapons. They need to bear their arms. And if there's 3 or 4 weapons on each American home. Oh well. If it was so bad, this would look like Afghanistan. We would be like in Mexico. We would be like in Iraq. You don't see all these responsible weapon owners wielding their weapons in the air, in the street, and threatening everybody for road rage or for any small incident. This is America, and we are far from that. We are most Americans, I would say a very high percent of Americans are smart, responsible, and are up to date. They're not old-fashioned. We don't live in primitive times. We don't go wield our weapons and shoot them in the air on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, celebrating and going crazy and putting everybody else's lives in danger. This is not what's going on in Mexico. This is not what's going on in Colombia, what's going on in Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, Syria. This is not that. We are responsible Americans, and we deserve to enjoy our freedom, our rights, and what our founding fathers left for us written in that Constitution. We don't need anybody to come and change our constitutional rights or take them away from us just because there was a shooting in a school. Just because some sick son of a bitch decided to take a gun and shoot children, little kids, innocent kids. Now we have to take away all weapons? What are you gonna do, government? What are you gonna do, police chief, if we get these cartels into this country and try to wield their weapons and force us to do things that we don't want to do? What are you going to do with your little shotguns and your little pistols? Remember what happened in Hollywood, California, in Bank of America? 1 hour, who knows how long was that shootout? They had to go into the gun shops and ask the shop owners to borrow high caliber weapons to try to beat two bank robbers. 2 bank robbers. What are you gonna do if you get not 2 but 20 of those crazy son of a bitches with armor, AK-47s, M16s, grenades, rocket launchers? What is a little police department going to do against these people? You tell me, government. Tell me, police department. Tell me, what are we gonna do? These commandos come in, kidnap, torture, dismember, and what can I say? Well, once you're dismembered, you're dead. And they come in groups of 20 like a goddamn army, and nobody can stop them. What is the police department going to do? Let me name just a few big. What is it gonna? The LAPD. What is the NYPD? HPD. Chicago PD. San Diego. What are these big police departments are gonna do when they find themselves chasing these criminals? If you leave the American people alone and let them have their weapons and don't bother Americans with trying to change these laws, use the laws that we have. Implement those laws. Force them down their throats if you have to. That's what the laws were made for. They were made to be obeyed. They were. Don't believe the saying that says laws were meant to be broken, or rules are meant to be broken. No, laws were made to be enforced and to be followed, and police departments and law enforcement agencies are there to enforce them, not to break them like we see all over the internet, all these videos, and you know how they say don't believe everything you hear on the internet. It's not what we hear or read, it's what we see. Canadian police beating on innocent people. You know, let me show you a video just before we go. Let me show you a video. Police brutality video. The ones that are supposed to be protecting us are not doing their job. Let me see if I can find it. This was captured on closed caption television. Okay, so this, I'll show this video to you. This is a guy. Cross around incredible. Incredible. Look at that. This is just cheer reviews. And you think that they're going to do that when they have a commando of 20, well-armed cartel members running around the streets of New York, LA, Houston, Dallas, and Phoenix, San Diego, Orlando, Miami. They're just right there. They're just neighbors of ours, They're just our neighbors. This is so crazy. I just want to say that this is my third show, and I have yet to have any viewers. But I want to remind you that our phone line is open. It's 210-818-9694. Call us. Let us know what you think about the show. Maybe you had a subject that you want to talk about, or you want us to talk about. If you just want to call for whatever, you're welcome to do so. 210-818-9694. Our chat is open. Chat us. Send us a message. We're on YouTube. Also, we're posting our videos on YouTube. The show videos are going to YouTube. Our email is fernandozgglzz@gmail.com. Again, it's fernandozgglzz@gmail.com. So, thanks for watching, and you all have a good night. Don't forget 210-818-9694. See you later.